Well, this is a darn shame. So Sabu has unfortunately passed away. The homicidal, genocidal, death-defying Sabu. He has unfortunately passed away, ladies and gentlemen. May he rest in peace. Obviously, he is the ECW legend himself, even though he and has appeared with WWE, especially with the ECW return. I was about to say the invasion, but he was not even part of the invasion. He did return during the time when WWE was reviving ECW. They brought him back for not only the 2005, like basically both of the ECW One Night Stand shows, and especially the revival of ECW when WWE revived with the Sci-Fi ECW. Um, in a way, he's considered like W the former WWE guy, but in reality, he's always been ECW original, even TNA, former TNA wrestler. Um, so Sabu, um, obviously a legend in ECW, and it's such a darn shame to see him pass away. Uh, I remember seeing his match with Rhino from ECW's One Night Stand. That was like my first Sabu match I ever seen, really. And then his matches that he had in the Sci-Fi ECW. I remember like even going on YouTube watching him versus Cactus Jack, him versus Terry Funk, um, and especially his little run in TNA as well. Even the match. I remember when I saw the first time I saw Abyss versus Sabu in a barbed wire massacre match. That match was crazy. All right. Um, but it's not easy to know that you know a wrestler passes away, especially when I'm not gonna act like I'm just such a big Sabu guy, but like I like Sabu. The guy obviously was a risk taker. The guy was willing to put his body on the fucking line, and it's such a darn shame. And the other day, I was watching a video about him talking about how tests would not like sell to a wrestler, which I can understand why. Why sometimes like it doesn't make sense for a certain wrestler to not sell if it's not believable. He was kind of crapping on that, but it's still fun. See Sabu talked about that, and then sadly passes away. What's a surprising fact is that Sabu literally just had a match, and supposedly his retirement match back at WrestleMania weekend, and it was against that Joey Janela guy, that guy who got released by AEW. And again, that's an ironic thing. Literally, the last appearance that we saw Sabu on TV was AEW, unfortunately. And yeah, it was like a one-off thing. He just like showed up just for some reason to support Adam Cole, like whatever. Clearly, the guy was like very old to do anything. But yeah, again, like he had his last match. And it was a barbed wire match with Joey Janela. Like really. And again, he passes away. I mean, you never know. And he sadly passed away literally under a month since that. So his retirement, unfortunately, didn't. I'm not trying to sound like insensitive, but it's just like, unless who knows, maybe the match did affect him. To if maybe he shouldn't have done that match. But again, like, or I don't know. The reality is, it's a darn shame to see Sabu passing away. It's a sad news in the world of wrestling. Obviously, Sabu is a legend in if in extreme championship wrestling. Well, extreme wrestling in general. There would not have been an ECW without Sabu. All the great rivalries with him and Taz. Oh yeah, I can forget. I've freaking seen him versus Taz. Um, was awesome. Just him with Taz. Also him teaming up with Rob Van Dam a bunch of times. Even seeing him versus Rob Van Dam when they did the EV 2.0 special, the EV 2.0, like was it hardcore justice from TNA. But yeah, like yeah, him and Sabu versus Rob Van Dam. Even I remember like the ladder match in ECW. Just a bunch of matches that Sabu has. Like he had rivalries with Taz, him teaming up with Rob Van Dam. him feuding with Rhino, even, just a lot of feuds over there. You see him even feuding with Abyss. So it's really a darn shame to know that Sabu passed away. May he rest in peace. Obviously, there's unfortunately a lot of people I did not cover that passed away. I guess, I just never had the time to then talk about it, or just this felt more like fitting to talk of a guy that I seen and watched. So it's a darn shame to know that Sabu passed away. May he rest in peace. God bless. I don't know what else to really say. It sucks. It sucks. It's never easy to hear somebody passing away, especially a wrestler like Sabu, who is a legend. I don't know. He was like one of the only guys that unfortunately was left to do like an ECW special. But now it's really just Tommy Dreamer, uh, and Rob Van Dam, really. But regardless, man, it sucks. Hopefully, he'll be honored. Hopefully in the Hall of Fame. It's just a darn shame, he never was. But apparently the reason why he was never got inducted in the Hall of Fame, because he has talked bad about WWE and Triple H and Steph and all that. So that's kind of why. Who knows? You never know. Maybe like times will be better now. Hopefully he should. You know, definitely should be inducted in the Hall of Fame. It's a darn shame he wasn't inducted in the weekend, but whatever. May God bless him. Rest in peace. Thank you, Sabu, for the memories with your contributions in wrestling, especially with ECW and all the extreme moments that happened in wrestling. God bless you. Rest in peace. Condolences to the loved ones. Definitely a darn shame in the wrestling world. Till next time, peace. Yeah, bye.